Action cures fear. Hi, my name is Fong Chuan. Welcome to Learn Make More Mind Bites. And welcome to part 2 of our mini-series, Unlocking Your Peak Potential, 5 Keys. Yesterday, we talked about challenges. Today, we're talking about taking action and how action actually cures fear. The thing is, when it comes to action, if you don't take any action, nothing will ever happen. Just think about all the stuff that you've ever accomplished. Whether it's running a marathon, buying that first property, going on stage to speak, you took a first action to step up on stage. You took that first action to go to that first seminar. You took that first action to pick up a book and read about business. You took that first action to anything it is that you've ever accomplished and that you've ever achieved. When you look at it more closely, it doesn't really matter how small that action is, as long as each one of those actions lead up and build up to your final goal, final results. All small actions accumulate to something amazing. If you think about it, with dominoes, one inch tile, a 2-inch tile, if you push that first domino, that domino has enough power to actually knock down another tile that's 1.5 times bigger than its original size. So that means it knocks down a 3-inch tile. And then that one will knock down another tile that's bigger, and another, and another, and another. By the time you get to the 23rd tile, you're already at a tile that's almost the size of the Eiffel Tower. By the time you get to the 31st tile, you're 3,000 feet higher than the Mount Everest. By the time you get to 57th, you're all the way to the moon. That's how big of a difference that one tiny action of pushing that first tile makes. Something could be catastrophic. Something can be amazingly big. So the thing is, you have to look at your actions and whether or not those actions, even though it's small, will lead you to the results you want. So you have to have that foresight. You have to have that forward thinking, that vision of what that small action could accumulate up to. Now, the thing is, you have to look at whether or not your action is the right action. The saying goes, you can flap your arms as hard as you can and you still won't fly. Another story goes, a housefly, can keep on flying into a glass window and it still won't get out of that house. If only it took the right action of flying around, waiting for that window to open or waiting for a door to open, those are the right actions, and less effort, you'll get out. So are you taking the right actions? For us, it was those right actions, those smaller actions that led to where we are today. Going to that first seminar for that real estate course, going to that first speaking engagement, coaching our first client, writing our first book, all those things accumulated to something else bigger. All those things accumulated together to become the brand that we are today, to the successes that we have today. So are you taking the right actions, and are you taking enough of those small actions together to allow you to achieve all the successes that you've ever wanted? Now, the thing is, when you look at it, sometimes it's hard to be motivated to take action. In my experience, there's 3 main big motivators. Number 1 is the sense of pride. Think of all the stuff that you've accomplished and how did it feel? Did it feel great? Did you feel pride? Now imagine that pride. Imagine that feeling when you're working towards something else. Apply that feeling, apply that experience on that new challenge, on that new item that you're working on. Take action because you want to accomplish and have the same feeling. If you finish the marathon, you go, wow, that feeling of having that medal around your neck, or you finish writing your book, that feeling of holding that book in your hand, it's an amazing feeling. So the next time you go on stage or you have another challenge, you're going to take action and go, you know what? I'm going to feel that great. I'm going to feel just as good as I did when I was holding that book in my hand when I go on stage. So that sense of pride will motivate some people to go and take action. Feeling that pride, feeling that excitement, feeling that sense of accomplishment will push people to go and finish those tasks and take action. The second thing is spite. Sometimes when people go, hey, I don't think you can do this. I truly don't believe that this is a good idea. So sometimes people are like, you know what? I'll show you. I'll show you that I will finish this task. I'll show you that I can accomplish and achieve this task. And that sense of spite, that ability to go back to that person and go, hey, I told you so, is a great feeling as well, and is a great motivator. For me, when I was very, very young, I was admiring one of my cousin's artwork. He sat there and did all this pointillism and was one dot at a time. I was absolutely amazed at the patience he had, absolutely amazed at the commitment that he had for this amazing portrait, this piece of art that he spent months and months of time and just sat there and did points. And for me, I go, you know what? I can do that. To my surprise, it was my parents that goes, you don't have the patience to do that. And what absolutely drove me to finish that first pointillism project was the fact that I can go, hey, look, I told you so. I can do this. So that sense of pride, going back to those people and showing them that you can achieve what you set out to do is one of those great motivators as well. And the third thing is fear. The fear of losing out, the fear of not having something, the fear of other people succeeding, other people achieving more, the fear of staying behind. Fear is a great, great motivator. It's one of the best motivators that makes you want to do more. For lots of people during this pandemic, they're fearful of their jobs. They're fearful of what their future is going to be like. Hence, they've taken the action to learn a new skill set. They've taken an action to learn to absorb new knowledge or to invest in something, to buy real estate, because they've realized that the fear of not having any income, the fear of their industry completely going away is something that will motivate them to go forward, to try something new, take different actions, and grow their own economy. So fear is a very, very big thing. Now, the thing is, when it comes to fear, action absolutely cures fear. One of my favorite stories to share is that my wife and I we got married in Disney World. And during that trip, we had everybody go with us, our close family and friends. And we told them, hey, everybody, no questions asked. You have to go on all the rides, experience everything, go on all the roller coasters. I don't care how old you are. I don't care how young you are. You are going on all the rides. And before we actually went on this trip, it was my mother-in-law who actually told me, nope, I'm not doing any roller coasters. No matter what you say, I'm not taking any of the roller coaster rides. And out of respect, I said, okay. And because we've gone to these rides before, Jessica and I was like, okay, you could go on this one. You can't go on this one. Hey, this one's okay, and all that great stuff. So therefore, we were very safe. We're playing it very safe. We were sure which one she can go on and which one she can't, until we hit the Mummy ride at Universal. And the thing is, I was sitting there going, oh, how bad can it be? Look, there's 16 seats. It's this big cart that roams around the storyline. And I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure it's a pretty safe ride. You could go on to this. Well, little I remember was that there was one segment of that ride that was converted completely into a roller coaster. The lights went completely dark. Everything was in slow motion. We were going fast, up, down, everywhere, and loops and high speeds and everything. I looked around. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. And I saw my mother-in-law holding her chest, going and screaming and yelling and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, oh no, this is no good. Well, after that ride, we got out and she gave me that finger wave saying, you did bad. So anyway, after that, I was sure that I'm not going to fall into that, make that mistake again. So I remembered every single ride. I scouted every single ride that says, you shouldn't do this one, you shouldn't do that one. And then we got to Mount Everest, I think Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom. And I go, you definitely should not go on this ride. And then she goes, what? I did the one before. I'm pretty sure I could do this one. She went on that ride, which is full on roller coaster, and she absolutely enjoyed it. After that, she went on every other ride and she says, you know what, that was a great experience. And she was so proud of herself that she shared that experience with all her friends, her relatives, her sisters, her brothers, who all would not go on roller coasters. So now she has some great stories to share. She's actually proud of herself. And she actually, because of that first roller coaster, that first action allows her to cure that fear and went on all the other roller coasters. So action does, in fact, cure fear. So I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Unlocking Your Peak Potential mini-series on number 2, taking action. So tomorrow we're going to be talking about another subject, and stay tuned to all the way to Friday because we are going to be launching our ebook on unlocking your peak potential. We'll see you later. Until next time, today is the day to unlock your peak potential. We'll see you next time.